Hey everybody, welcome back. We're playing some Tales the Valiant for charity. As you can see on your screen right now, we have a big old QR code. Follow that link to go and donate to Let's Quest, this really awesome charity that we're partnering with for all of Kobold Con. It helps get TTRPG book supplies in kids' hands. So it's a really great cause. And of course, everything you buy on our website right now, a portion of that goes also to charity. So go. If you're enjoying this, what you're seeing so far, as a reminder, this is a truncated, stream-friendly version of one of the adventures actually in the Labyrinth Adventures book, which you can pre-order right now along with the Labyrinth World book. So get it. Get in there. This is a very short version of Threading Rava's Needle, which is a fantastic adventure by long-term freelancer Rajan Khanna. So yeah, we hope you like it. Let's see how much more trouble we can get into in the next hour. You all ready?
Oh boy, yeah.
Let's go.
Woohoo! All right. So when last we left our bold heroes, they had fought off, a scary bat face swarm of monsters, left that menagerie car behind, and now we are moving into the next car of this mysterious world-hopping train. So as you all experience that feeling of like little portal tingles and find yourself in this next car here. What you see is pretty different than the room you were just in, which was lined with cages and everything. This room appears to be just objects everywhere you look, like a tiny little museum full of things on pedestals and stands. And as you're looking around, you see like suits of fancy armor against the wall, like shelves with all of these multicolored bottles. There's like this whole like glass case display stand of like 30 different keys, all of different shapes and sizes, and just it's totally like a museum collection of stuff as you are looking around this little area here. You can see, like, just like the room before, this car is that same, like, pretty big, 100 by 35 feet, 10 foot high. This room, is a little bit nicer and has a lot more creature comforts in it, like chairs and little places for people to sit. So a little bit more away from the zoo theme we were just in. But like before, you can see there is a panel on the far wall and plenty of things to look at. What are you all doing?
Zendikar instantly goes over that panel. That's the first thing. Yep, check out that panel.
Check out that panel. Yep. Okay, so that panel, the panel on the far side, like the door panel.
Yeah, just checking out to
Yep.
see if it's just like the one that was in the other room.
Yes, it appears that all of these panels are the same and work the same. So
Got it.
there's a little feeling of, thank you, like as you touch it and it works and it stays open and you're like, okay, good. So
I,
seems
I, I tell
good.
I tell the others every single panel works the same way. So that's a bit of comfort on our end.
Yeah.
Okay, good
Um,
to know.
yeah. And
I think
had
seeing
oh,
all these objects around, I take a quick glance at Zalbikar and just like tap my scythe and cast light on my scythe.
yeah.
I
Zalbikar
don't say
has
anything, just prepare.
very deliberately put his hands in his armpits, just like waddling in your shadow, knows better, doesn't want to get yelled at,
Yeah.
crying,
Yeah,
tears.
I just to make your life harder, Zalbikar, here are just some bullet points of the cool things on
Yes, please.
display in this room. Rocks and minerals from various worlds in a bunch of shiny colors and textures. There's a suit of armor made of interwoven green leaves, except it's as hard as steel. There are plates, stone tablets, parchment pages containing like languages from thousands of worlds that you have never ever seen. There's a massive fang, like kind of mounted, like from some gargantuan beast. There's that giant key thing. There's clockwork mechanisms that are all in these like neat little boxes. And things like proper like grandfather clocks, like things that kind of technology that you really don't see much at all. And as all of you are kind of looking around the room, what is everybody's passive perceptions, just out of curiosity? Yeah,
Oh,
just your
interesting
passive perception.
What
question.
is my passive perception? That is a good
Just to
10.
question.
see very nice things, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, cool.
Mine is a
Uh,
humble 12.
Mine is a 16.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Zal and Ghada, we got higher than that, or we, you know,
10.
15.
Okay. Yeah. So with the 16, so see now as you're, looking around, obviously keeping an eye on Zalbikar, and Hendrian is checking out, confirming that the panel works, you get a sudden feeling that somebody's watching you. And like you kind of whip around, like you're not sure where it came from, but something is wrong in this room. Your senses, like you tracked something subconsciously.
I'm not entirely sure what it is, but I think we should keep an eye out because I think something has an eye out for
Ooh.
us.
The wriggling mound that's hidden inside my robe has a perception of 18 for sight, hearing, or smell, if that helps.
Okay, yeah. I think how does your little friend talk to you usually? Is it like a telepathic thing in your mind or
Yes.
okay, so you get like a little like, hey, boss, just so you know, there's something weird in that corner of the room. Just boss, so just you know, it smells like a machine, but I think it's alive.
Zalbikar will quietly slink away from Sano and head in that direction.
Yeah, just quietly. Sendo's like, something is weird here. You're just moving quietly. And your friend, the thing it was indicating there, there is a metal person, like in one of the quarters of the room, like closest to the door, kind of standing in an alcove. And as you look at them, it appears to be, yeah, like a person made out of machine parts, like kind of brass plating and everything. You see that its face kind of is shaped like a barn owl, so it's kind of oblong and has like these two, big eyes. It's sort of cute. It kind of has like a innocent looking quality to it. And you see it's got like a saffron like kerchief wrapped around its neck. And yeah, as you look at it, you see that the little pin pricks like kind of in the center of its eyes seem to be like moving around. And as you get closer, they go and like look ahead.
Hello.
It makes like a little cough and kind of shifts, like still pretending to be really, really still.
Hendrian.
What is it? Did you touch something?
It just straight up points at the metal person. Hendrian.
It makes a sound like trying to shush you.
Never mind, Hendrian. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. I'll go back to this. Then he goes back to looking at the panel.
Just kind of waddles closer.
Yeah. So as you're looking at this creature, Zalbikar, you realize that this might be something new that you've learned about since like spending a little bit of time in the labyrinth since the Valiant Six have come here. You are aware that there is a certain type of humanoid that is like a constructed humanoid thing. It's called a gear forged. So these are actually like metal bodies that and you're not exactly sure how the process works, but there's something like a living person, like a soul can be put into a body. And that's like a whole thing that happened, totally wild, but that's something you've encountered before, and you're like looking at this like that might be what this thing is.
Zalbikar will reach into their fanny pack and pull out a ration and just like kind of hold it up without looking at them, trying to like share it without being. They're super
Like,
obvious.
suspicious. Yeah. I think it too at this point. Like, see, with your passive perception, there's no way you haven't noticed. Like, there is something.
Where is Zalbikar?
Clearly...
Zalbikar, Zalbikar, what are you doing?
Yeah, and
Nothing.
you see this machine person, this gear forged, like slowly extending a hand out, kind of like freezes in place when you look at it, and it's like, oh, and the eyes go wide, like it realizes it's been caught, and it pulls back its hand and says, "Strange, strange." It sort of touches its face in a very human gesture.
Are you friend or foe?
Strange, and puts up its hands.
Strange.
Strange. That's strange.
Is your name Strange?
Strange.
Okay, all you can say is Strange. Well, you're not attacking us, so that's good.
Strange.
Is it a spy?
Strange. Strange.
I think that means no.
Can I use insight here?
Yes, absolutely.
19.
Yeah, so this creature, I mean, it's body language. And again, it's you all probably have pretty limited experience with Gearforged. Like you maybe met one or two when you were like chatting to the keepers and getting this quest. But it is so remarkable how lifelike and how human like these gestures are, and it makes it really easy to read. Its body language is very much like close and cautious, and it clearly doesn't want to fight and is almost like apologetic. It does not seem to be hostile.
I think Ghada looks at the rest of you and like they get a little misty. Remember when I said that things should be freed? Well,
Yes.
why is our friend in here? I mean, we don't know that it's our friend, but it's
Well, it's strange.
Hendrian will walk up to this Strange, kneel down in front of it. Is your name Strange?
Strange. It kind of puts up its hands like, you get a sure, like
They
good
have
enough,
very
like kind of feeling
Very
gesture.
limited vocal and communication skills, but it seems to be quite
Strange.
advanced. Quite advanced in their moments, their movement and expression. Means of a range of intelligence that could assist us. So let's
It's strange.
Oh, you see Zalbikar poke themselves. They poke this mound that's just wriggling inside their robe. Just poke it and go, "Can you communicate with it?" So, my familiar has a limited telepathy that can communicate simple ideas, emotions, images with any creature within 100 feet if it can understand a language.
Yeah. So you're and let's describe your friend. I think as we
Yeah.
sticks their little head out at this point, trying to have basically a mind meld with this creature. So what do we see?
So you see, as it comes wriggling out, a pseudo dragon that is almost the exact same shade of red orange as Zalbikar. You see that it has these adorable little button eyes and these wings that unfurl like a bat, and its tail ends in a little stinger.
And did we go with Meatball? Is the
Yes,
name?
this is
Yes. So this is
Meatball.
everybody meet Meatball. So Meatball now, with an air of course you need me, sticks its head out and like kind of scrabbles up to their usual place on your shoulder and like stares down this creature, and Strange looks back at it, their big old owl eyes like going wide as this happens, and you get the sense of frustration immediately that comes from Meatball. Boss, I think you can hear me, but something wrong. Like static, like it broken. It broken.
Oh, that's so sad. Zalbikar must report that Meatball says this being's ability to communicate is broken, and offers them
Strange.
dried jerky.
It takes the jerky and like kind of opens its mouth, and you see just like a machine tube, and it like chews on it very efficiently and kind of puts it back in its hand and gives it to you. There's no like any actual fluid or anything. It was like, sorry, I don't eat, but like here is a small piece for I've cut this for you. And it's
Zalbikar
handing
eats the
back.
processed food.
The look on Sano's face as they're watching this of like a weird mixture of like adorable but also kind of gross, I guess.
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. Let's see if we can help you, Strange.
Strange. You get the sense it would like that.
I am. I want to go up to Strange. I just go. I have no clue if this will work. You're honestly the first of your kind that actually tried this on, but you can give it a try. I want to place a hand on their shoulder, and I want to cast Restoration to see if I can fix what's going on with them.
Ooh.
I feel like it's a stretch because it probably isn't like a affliction or anything like that, but that's all I have right now, so I'm gonna try and help with that.
I love this. Go ahead and take a luck for doing that. I think that's awesome. And then also for you as well, Zalbikar, that was a really good idea trying to like reach out to this thing telepathically. So Zal take a luck point as well. And so Sino feels her magic like pour into this thing. And it is a humanoid. You can feel that, right? Like as the restoration would or should be working on this thing, and Strange closes their eyes and almost like, you know, waiting for something to happen, and then you feel the magic sort of fizzle out, and it opens its eyes in disappointment, and it moves the kerchief that you see around like its neck and almost like kind of looks down, and you see that there's a big like section, like a panel that is just open there, and there's a gem inside it swirling with this like purplish cloudy mist, and as it looks at it you see the mist is actually it's dull and the gem is cracked, and as it looks down it seems disappointed, like,
Sorry, this is beyond me, but this might be Hendrian's department.
Strange does put like a friendly hand on your shoulder, like a thanks for trying.
Of course.
Yeah, I would like to kneel down in front of Strange and look at that space where that gem is kind of like the energy looks like it's seeping out of the gem.
Yeah.
I see. It looks like this gem here does whatever it does for you. It was damaged for some purpose. I don't know how it was damaged, but the energy inside of the gem is leaking out, and that is causing your malfunction. The most I can do here is put a cap on it. And I would like to use Shard of Creation. So it pretty much says that you craft a Shard of Creation, a tiny magical object that appears in your person. In its base state, the shard appears as a fluid like bundle of plasma. The shard has 3 charges. You can spend charges to do one of the following properties: inspire, to make an ability check; transform. Oh, yeah, this is one. You can spend the charge to act and transform the shard to any type of non-magical weapon, shield, or object of medium size or smaller.
Yeah.
What I would like to do is I like take out the shard, and it's inside a little tiny. He pulls out this bottle, and he uncorks the bottle, and he just kind of like pours out a little like droplet of this liquid that's inside the bottle. And as soon as the liquid hits his hand, it goes flat like it's like water, but then it just suddenly condenses up into like a perfect sphere. And then he takes it and he touches it against that crack in the gem. The liquid, the gem, like the little gem disappears, and it kind of like melts over the gem to kind of create a nice little casing over it to stop whatever is leaking out.
Yeah, as you do, and I mean, Strange is watching with just like so fascinated by what you are doing here. And as you do, and you create that covering, Strange nods their head, giving you the feel like that feels better. And they sort of put that kerchief back in place, and put like kind of prayer hands, you know, together like a thank you sort of gesture.
Of course, yes. Once the gem has done its recharging of how it does that, your functions of vocal will slowly come back to normal, or whatever functions you have that was damaged by that gem. However, I will give you a preface now that if whatever function you had turns you into an evil apocalyptic walking machine, we will put you down.
Oh, strange.
I just felt like I should at least, mention that just in case so you wouldn't be surprised.
Strange. Strange. Strange, and it sort of points its way forward at the next door and makes like a walking and points at itself, and a thumbs up.
Yes, you can come with us. If anyone else minds our new companion.
Strange.
Not at all.
Sounds good to me.
Strange.
Zalbikar's thumbs up, and you see Meatball also thumbs up.
A tiny double thumb. Yeah. So yeah, Strange is it's a little strange. You don't know what exactly is going on with this creature, but Gearforged are definitely supposed to be able to talk normally, and you know that something is wrong with whatever this gem or part is. So hopefully with that patch it'll resolve over time, but Strange does seem to want to come along with you as you continue forward in this train.
Before we leave the room, would I be able to roll survival to check out those rocks and see if any of them match what's inside this creature?
Oh, yeah. I think you don't even need to roll a check as you're looking. You're like, ooh, anything like that. It was a pretty distinctive looking. You've never seen a gem or anything like that before. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem like anything quite resembles what is here. But as you're kind of thinking about it, you do remember something about, like, you were asking about the Gear Forge, or more likely Hendrian was probably asking about the Gear Forge when you first met them, and there was some kind of like really complicated explanation, some like mechanist fired back at you. It's something about like one of the ways these creatures work or they animate, they have something called a soul gem. It was something like it has something to do with like when the soul is transferred into the body, like these gems are supposed to seat the consciousness or something. So maybe since it's cracked, like a transfer didn't quite go, something like that. But apparently they're really special and really magical, and unfortunately it doesn't look like there's one here. But a great idea. Take a point of luck.
Thank you.
Good check. All right. But otherwise, it doesn't look like there's anything terribly threatening in this room, so you're free to keep on moving.
Head on to the next room.
Yeah, to the next room.
Yep.
Along this train.
Zalbikar will professionally avoid the urge to steal something.
Yes. You got in trouble last room. You're good this room. Maybe next room you can do some trouble again. You just got to earn.
Alternate,
Right.
Yeah.
Variety, the spice of life. So you continue forward. You open that panel again. Same feeling of teleportation as you step into a new car. And this room has a few surprises in it. So let me just read this little text box for you. So the west side of this room looks like a laboratory. The work tables to the north and south contain a chaotic mix of books, scrolls, gears, and tools. The north tables also hold a partially shattered set of alchemical equipment. But the east side of the room looks like a combat training area with racks of weapons, suit of armor, and an inert, like, almost like a gear construct, like a targeting dummy in the middle of the room. Scorch marks surround a ritual circle inscribed in the very middle of the room. South of the circle lies a dead human corpse, an older man in gray and blue robes. It seems like this corpse is maybe a couple days old, which means with the stasis happened before whatever the stasis thing happened in the center of the room. And your companion, Strange, steps through after you and looks at the body and says, "Strange," with like a sad note. So big ritual circle, a corpse, smashed, broken lab alchemy equipment on one side of the room, and like a combat training area on the far side by that next door panel.
I would like to inspect that combat mechanic thing.
Yeah. So as you walk over to that far side there and you see the weapons and the racks on the walls, it looks like this dummy, it's like nothing you've ever seen. One, it's like entirely made out of metal. So it seems like, the torso here, and it's got like clockwork arms that are, on either side of it. And it's grasping like a short sword in each hand. And it's, currently frozen there, but wow, it looks really advanced. Really, really interesting.
It doesn't look like anything is like, it doesn't look like it looks like it's frozen into stasis, not like deactivated frozen or something like it just.
Do you want to get closer and try and check?
I'd like to get closer. Like, can I give an investigation check on it?
Yeah. So you go up to this thing, and go ahead and roll.
Okay.
I would like to check this body.
That is a 21.
Okay. Yeah. So Hendrian, you're over here and you start to poke at this thing and be like, "How does this work? What's going on with this?" And then Sino, so go ahead and roll me a medicine check, or you could do an investigation. Basically, like, medicine would be probably tell you more about maybe how this person died, and the specs there, kind of a CSI moment. Investigation might be just like looking at the general like crime scene around and for facts there.
That's a 23 for medicine check.
Okay, yeah. So medicine, So, and just Zal and Ghada, what are you both doing? What are you kind of looking at? There's a lot to look at in this car.
I think God is kind of doing a sweep to make sure that there's like nothing like lurking in the shadows in here.
Yeah,
And I
especially
think,
because it looks like there was a fight here. Like, there's
yeah,
definitely things scattered and broken all over the place.
I feel like she's probably looking at like the scrape marks on the ground and stuff like that to try and understand like how things went down, like the order of events.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're doing like a sweep, a patrol, and then Zal, where are you?
Zal is shadowing Ghada, just eating the rations,
Mm-hmm.
just
Following around,
following and
having some
watching.
jerky.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta keep that caloric intake up, right, for an adventure.
Yeah,
That's your
yeah.
role in the party.
Mhm.
So yeah, so Sino, that's a great medicine check. Amazing. As you are looking at this body, something is definitely strange about it. Like beyond it being, a corpse, it's been here for a while. There's like an ashy quality to the skin, almost like the color or the life was being like drained out of it, like maybe prior to death. It's really hard to say. There's something off off about this, and since it's so positioned like by the ritual circle, maybe something was happening to this person like actively, magically, when they died, which you can determine was probably not the same thing that caused whatever this is, because you can see that there is a clear wound like right driven through like the chest of this individual. And as you're looking at it, it was like a slicing weapon. And you can see the wound around it is like rumpled and strange. So maybe some kind of poisoned weapon. And if you had to guess, it would probably be from a short sword. You've seen these kind of wounds before. And in that
Yeah.
exact same moment, Hendrian, as you are, looking at, the weapons, the clockwork thing in front of you, you're kind of poking, like, is this thing active or on? The short swords it's holding start to move through the air, being swung down at you. Those very same, and you see, like, now this corrosive, almost green ichor on the edge of this blade coming down right into your neck, and Strange at the top of their lungs. Strange, like a warning, like thing, full of anger and sadness as it's screaming and pointing at that clockwork thing that is now moving. We are in initiative. I'm gonna say, Hendrian, you're probably surprised unless you have something
Yeah.
that lets you to roll
Uh,
against surprise. Do you have any traits or features?
I don't.
Okay.
Nope, I don't. Nope. Let me just double check here. No, I do not.
Okay, so the clockwork assassin then is going to go ahead and just stabs you right down, like into the neck, right in between your armor here. It is trying to
Ow.
get that like a death blow on you as this
Ow.
thing. And now that it's active, you realize that this is indeed a proper, unlike the Gear Forged, which are like humanoid, hybrid, construct creatures. This is a true like machine that you have in front of here, a complex machine that now, as it starts moving, you can hear the tick, 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 tick of the turning gears, right, that operate this body and make it work here. So let's see. This is scary. So with advantage, because I have my assassinate feature.
Oh, wait, I do have something.
Oh,
I have absorbing. Reaction to reduce damage by 6 and then resist that type for 1 minute. Whew.
that will
I
be
knew I had something.
good. That will be good. Let's see if I hit you. I'm probably going to. Yes, 24 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
Yes.
Oof.
So the sword is going to deal 2 damage types, so you'll get to pick. Here we're going to get the piercing damage, obviously, from this just coming right down at you. So that would be 6 piercing damage, plus a bunch of poison damage. Oh my gosh, that'd be 15 poison damage, versus that. What did I say? 6 piercing
They're the
damage.
6 piercing damage.
Yeah. So do you want to reduce the poison?
I'll reduce the poison damage by 6, and now I'm resistant to all poison damage.
Okay, but in addition to that, I need you to make me a Constitution save as this poison pumps into your body here, or something bad was going to happen.
That's good. That's a 14.
Okay, a 14 is not enough, my
Oh,
friend. So you are going to be
Oh, no.
poisoned. for 1 minute. So the poison condition, you can look that up. Basically, it gives you disadvantage on pretty much everything while you remain poisoned. And I get to pick the type. We have a bunch of cool poisoned weapon options for
wonderful.
you. So let's see here. Assassin's Friend or Buyer's Mercy or Meddler's Fate. Oh. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, all right. I'm gonna do Buyer's Mercy. This is awful. So a creature poisoned by a weapon coated with this poison falls unconscious while poisoned, or until it takes damage, or another creature uses an action to wake it. So not only do you feel that poison like drift through your body here, but the world goes black and you hit the floor.
You just see Hendrian get stabbed, and the resistance kicks in. So he like gets stabbed, and he like kind of pulls the knife out from where it was stabbed. And he looks at it, and he goes, "Huh," and then falls right over.
Oh, well, that's not what you want. And the heavy sound of like the mystic metal and all of the weapons and tools on just echoes across the room here. But the good news is it can't attack you again without waking you up, but you are effectively out, my friend. And this clockwork assassin, like takes that blade out of your fallen friend's hand and like just that classic like two knives, let's play sort of move on the end of the cart here. So Zal, you get to respond.
Excellent. Hearing my companion fall down, Zal will immediately snap his head over in the direction of this construct, and this is really cursed. I'm sorry in advance. You see his eyes begin to glow and his mouth begins to glow, and as he opens his mouth, he's going to cast a scorching ray, and those 3 rays of fire come out of each eyeball and his mouth. And
Whoa. That's so intimidating. Really channeling your fiendish patron, I feel like, in this moment.
Yes,
oh my
very
gosh.
much. Okay. So we're gonna do that. Wow, that's a natural one. So one eyeball it just goes completely.
You blink.
Yeah, like
awkward.
one eyeball,
Oh,
like,
your
blinks.
ey's really hot. Oh no, you hate when this
You
happens.
blink, you
No,
just hear a
it's
little
so
mini
itchy.
explosion in the
Yeah.
eyeball.
That's gonna be a
no.
14 for the other one, and then the last one is going to be a 14.
Ooh, all of those miss as this thing just like dodges with such agility in between, so it's like bouncing off, it raises up the metal plating so it all kind of like shields like right off of it. This thing is quick and fast, moving like a true assassin, made even worse by the fact that it is as fast as a machine and pulls no punches here. So the Zal, you're like, anything else for your turn?
That would be it. Just a
What? And then we move then to so Draxosino, we come to you.
Sino immediately moves into action and closes the gap between them and this construct. And as they ready themselves to swing, it looks like they're going to swing for the side of the construct, but very suddenly stop short. And instead of anything strike coming from the side, a beam of moonlight slams down as I cast Moonbeam on them. They have to make a constitution saving throw.
Yes. All right. What, like a 12? I'm sure that
DC
doesn't.
14.
No, apparently moonlight, my one weakness as a robot. I got a 12.
Okay, perfect. They take 2d10 damage. And if they're a shapeshifter of any kind, they revert to their normal shape. I don't know if that matters, but
They're not. They're a robot, a clockwork robot.
Okay. Perfect. So that's 9 points of radiant damage.
Okay, yeah. So you you hit this thing, it like the beam of light comes down, and you see it's almost like little tiny knives, hitting the plating. It's like pitting this thing, almost like acid. And you hear like a whirring sound as like a gear gets kind of damaged. And there's like some like sparking that comes from behind this thing's eyes. You realize it might not actually be in the best shape itself. That a little amount of damage. Maybe this thing was in a fight before it went into stasis. But anything else for your turn?
No, that'll be my turn. I'll just put myself in between them and the rest of the group.
Standing over Hendrian's poor,
Yeah.
fallen, sleepy, and you hear a snore come out of him, and you're like, okay, he's not dead. Thank goodness. Okay, and then Ghada, we come to you. So, because you were patrolling around, I think you are as close as you want to be to this thing.
Yeah, I think the second that Seno like turns to kind of cover Hendrian's body, I think you see like a blade, like a long sword, come out of nowhere
Oh
on
yeah.
like down on this thing.
How dare you?
That's gonna be not good with math. 17.
17, that'll do.
Awesome. Okay. Let's see, a D8. That's gonna be 7 points of damage.
Right. And
And
that
then
all works against his clockwork body. No weird non-magical resistance here.
thank God. I think I'm gonna use my bonus action martial action for to use guard. I am going to kind of like I raise my shield and everything, but basically that means that it has disadvantage on the first attack. Well, the next attack roll it makes against any of us.
Nice. Cool. And you get a second attack, I think, as well as part of your
Oh, that's
attack
right.
action, I believe, right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Bing.
is. I don't think that's gonna hit. I rolled a 3 on the die. We're good.
Oh boy. Yeah, no, probably not. But this thing again, it's so fast. It's so annoying how fast this thing is.
Mhm.
But you have your guard ready, for when this thing inevitably comes back right at you.
Yes.
All right, and then Hendrian is sleepy. What are you
Sleepy.
dreaming about?
I'm dreaming about electric sheep.
Yeah. What are they? How can I make them?
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go right back up to the top of the round for our clockwork assassin coming in hot right at you, Ghada, because you got a good old blow on. Oh, actually,
You have to make
okay, it's
another
gonna
con
send one to
save.
Sino and then one to Ghada because you both are. So it can fight independently. It's very weird, because it can split focus. It's a machine. It doesn't have our problems. So
I
the
think it has
first
to make a
one.
con saving throw because the moonbeam is currently
Oh,
on
yeah,
it,
right.
and at the start of its turn, it needs to make that save again as well.
Okay, it got a 16 on this one, so I think I'd take half.
That
partial?
succeeds.
Okay.
Yeah, so we take half of it. So what is that? That is 10, so 5 radiant damage.
Still, moonlight hurts. So it's getting a little bit more fried as this happens. And it's gonna try and attack you, with the disadvantage from the guard. Good. So with disadvantage, I rolled 2. I don't think.
Thank
Yes, even with my
goodness.
bonuses, no way. So it's like stabbing down, and God, you're like, absolutely not, and you just like smack it, with the shield, and it comes in trying to hit you with its other blade because it did not like that. So that's gonna be a 14. I'm assuming will not hit Ghada. No, I think your AC is so sorry, Candace. What's your AC for Ghada?
Oh, sorry. I was on mute. I have my shield up, so that's 20.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're like, no, just shutting it down, shutting it all down as this thing is trying to come in. Absolutely not. And as you all are kind of swarming around it and it's looking at all of you, you can almost see the gears literally turning in its head as it's like, I'm in danger right now. All these capable people. And it makes this sound that comes out. It's almost like a 90s kids, the dial-up tone that comes from like trying to get it, AOL or whatever. Like it like goes out and it's like high-pitched and awful. And then there's like rapid clicking sounds and noises. I think Hendrian probably is the only one who might recognize machine speech, but he is asleep.
I'm asleep.
There is something, and it's like a broadcast signal that happens and goes out somewhere, and you all get like the bad feeling that it might have just sent a message or something somewhere, and then all of a sudden there's like a little explosion that happens like in this thing's head, and you see gears just like it shuts down, and basically like this thing explodes and kind of self-destructs in front of you, turning into like a pile of gears on the ground. Everybody who is right by it, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as the thing basically
was me.
implodes. Yeah, so you're gonna, I think you just
think you just
auto
fail
fail Hendrian on the
Yeah.
ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. But everybody else, go ahead and make me that dex save.
4.
4. That's a failure.
I rolled a 4 as well.
Oh
That
no.
is what is going on?
I am probably not in range.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think you are. So everyone else though is gonna take 15 fire damage as this thing
Ouch.
explodes.
Oh.
So very rude awakening, Hendrian. As you take that damage, you are brought out of the poison stasis. Like, oh my god, and Strange is just in the background. It hasn't run up in the fight. It's just holding their hands, like Strange, Strange, and goes up and like kicks this thing on the side. Is it Strange? And like falls to its knees, like by the corpse, and then like looks at and it's just like shaking its hands to the sky.
Is the body on the floor human?
Yes. A human dressed in the colors of the keepers, the blues and the.
Oh,
I think Ghada looks up at everyone and says, "Is this the guy that we're looking for?"
I think so.
think so. That might be him.
Yes, is this indeed our dear Zaruthraman?
Is there any kind of like ID on
No, they don't have like a bracelet, ID bracelet or anything. But clearly, I mean, the way Strange is acting right now in all of this, clearly there's some story it's trying to say here. And if you say, Zarathraman, Strange will be Strange! Strange! Strange.
Is
You-
this
Are you-
your body?
Strange.
Okay.
Ah,
All
I
right.
see.
Ooh.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Strange. Strange.
Yes, I'm indeed sorry that you're now in this predicament.
It just sighs,
Stella?
lets out a machine, like it's almost like a steam whistle, but it's like a deep sigh.
Are
Ghada?
you
Stella?
alone?
Strange.
Hmm.
And strange, and then points at the remains of the clockwork thing, and then sort of makes a stabby motion, and like points at the circle, and then
I see. The Gearforge stabbed your human body, and then in a last-ditch attempt
so the
to
clockwork thing stabbed
yeah,
its
yeah,
human
the
body. Yeah.
clockwork mechanic just stabbed your human body, and your human body, in your last attempt to save yourself, you transferred your consciousness into a Gearforge, and using this stone,
Strange.
your
It's like
soul is
finally someone is understanding.
your
Strange.
soul is leaking. Oh my goodness, your soul is leaking.
Strange, and it like makes us like a time, and like
Yes,
moves forward.
we
Like we
should-
got to get out of here.
Yes, we are on the clock if we want to save this poor man's everything.
Strange.
You keep
Strange.
going ahead. I want to
It's
see.
like let's go.
You all go ahead. I'll catch up with you. I want to see if there's anything I could grab in the previous cards. I'll be with you in a moment, I promise.
Oh
Just
yeah,
don't
yeah,
get into any trouble.
for sure.
And I'm gonna rush back to the previous car.
Mm.
And I want to see if there are any jewels or gems amongst the minerals and stuff that I could.
Yeah,
grab
there
and
were
use.
some, but none with the qualities that you would need to like replace or imitate a soul gem. But are you
I
looking for
don't-
something?
I'm
Oh, you're
looking for,
looking
like,
for a diamond,
a
1,000 gold
diamond.
piece diamond, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm looking for a diamond.
Unfortunately, there are no diamonds
Damn
there.
it.
This is not this, but I promise you, maybe if you make it back to the keepers, there might be something. There might be
Okay.
something they can do to help. But basically, this Gearforge needs a new soul gem. Otherwise, the download basically was interrupted, and without a working soul gem, this soul is gonna leak out, and the process will be incomplete. And Zaruman will be
Oh.
lost forever.
Oh no.
So time
Okay,
is
yeah,
of the
so-
essence.
As
Yeah, I'll meet up with the rest of the group then.
Go ahead, God.
No, go ahead. That's all I want to say.
Before
Oh,
Ghada like dips, I think they like look at the body and look at Strange. Do we need to reclaim your body and bring it back to the keepers, or are you good here?
Strange is like strange, and gives a that thing is done. Sort of like.
Oh no.
But I mean, plenty of people live out their lives happily as Gearforged.
true.
It is a lineage option that you can choose in the Labyrinth Rulebook, which you can buy right now, by the way. Pre-order site. And some of it goes to charity. What is there to lose? Nothing. Yeah. So if he gets a new soul gem, he can live comfortably in this Gearforged body, but that corpse is a little too yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So would you like to move ahead?
Yeah, head on forward.
Yeah. So
I
as we
I will
oh,
heal everyone. Actually, I think I
yeah,
realizing that.
yeah.
We've really took some hits there. I will cast.
Yeah.
I'll cast mass healing word.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
And heal everyone around me for it's a level circle healing word that is 1d4 plus no wisdom. Okay.
This is way more effective than what I was gonna say, which is Zalbikar walks up to Hendrian with a band-aid and just puts the band-aid on, which gives you no healing.
Is it a
None.
cute one? Does it have like a little cartoon on it?
Yes,
Like little happy
it is.
faces.
Zal has drawn their own face on it.
I think the
Incredible.
moment Zal puts a band-aid on is when the mass healing word hits. So you actually can't tell what affected
Yeah,
you first. So if it was the
what it
band-aid
really
or if it was the
was.
healing. But you all get everyone gets 9 points of healing.
Nice.
Nice.
Thank
So you
you.
get
Thank
those
you.
9 points, and we continue on through the door. The last door, you guys. We're almost there. About 10 minutes left. We got this. We can save this guy.
You can do it.
All right. So you move on through this final door, and you come into what very much feels like a control engine room as you enter the eye. And as you're looking around here, you see an alarming amount of like gears and mechanisms of machine, extremely intimidating. I mean, Hendrian, this probably looks exciting as heck. Like you could spend a lot of time in here, but more complicated than anything you've ever seen. And as you are looking around here, there is like one huge like central panel that has, it would be like a swiveling chair, but you can see that there is a construct mounted there. So it's really just like a torso and 4 arms that extend like out. So it could almost like a pilot, if any from sci-fi stuff. But anyway, this creature, you see its hands are fallen and inactive, and you can see that like a big old short sword has been like rammed basically through the head of this thing, so it is no longer functioning. So the pilot of this thing, the conductor, is down, which probably explains part of why this train hasn't been found or been going anywhere. They were assassinated. And as you are looking there, you see Zal, in your fanny pack, you would like experience like a warm, like something starts to glow, and
Yeah, I
that
imagine
wayfinder,
Zal is
yeah,
just like it looks like Zal is just counting how many band-aids he has left, and then
yeah,
like all of a sudden there's just
like,
a
oh,
glow, kind of like in like Pulp Fiction when they open the
yeah,
briefcase
like
and it's all glowing. Yeah.
yeah, and so that contraption, yeah, that you had been given, that like just stacked a bunch of these spinning metal discs with different like studded gems and stuff, this very strange looking thing starts to glow, as does this like central panel on this like under the hand, the now incapacitated hand of this pilot creature. Could
Zal
you
will
do it? Could you do it?
actually hand it over to Ghada and continue counting their band-aids.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
this is a problem.
This is not a band-aid.
I feel like Ghada like looks at it and looks at the others and is like, I hit things.
I'll take it. Henderson holds his hand out.
Hendrian,
5,
if
6.
so now you see, like, as this thing, you're holding it, it gets closer to the panel, which also imitates this series of like, network of like spinning circles and interlocking things. So you quickly realize that if you shift this thing, the screen responds in kind. And just through process of elimination, like as you shift and move, you see different places like appear on the screen. It's almost like a divining, like a magic mirror looking at. So as you're trying to line it up, you're oscillating it so quickly or not, it is really finicky. You swear you saw like a forest kind of flash through, and you're like, oh yes, that arboreal station, that's where we need to go. But it's so precise as you're mirroring these. So this process, we're going to have to make some checks, and you're going to need 3 successful checks to pull this train out of the station and go where you need to go.
Yeah, I'll go for it. Let's do this. What kind of check do I have to make?
Can I help?
Yes. So there's actually 2 things. That would be the most efficient way to do this is if somebody is working the panel controls directly and somebody is working the wayfinder. And then between you, the 2 other people could help with these checks by assisting, by like basically calling like what is going on like as this is. So this can absolutely be a coordinating effort because it's two sets of checks that we're rolling each time.
Okay.
So who is helping who, and then who is going to make the so the sensor for on the panel is either going to need an investigation or a perception check. And then so navigating and controlling the portal stuff, so this is going to be actually manipulating the device and getting it to match up, is going to be either investigation or sleight of hand.
I'll do the portal lining up.
Okay, and do you want to do investigation or sleight
I'll
of
do
hand?
investigation because
Okay.
I'll do investigation with it.
All right. So who wants to help with that, like the micro task of like, because the eyesight, like it goes so fast by the screen, right? You need to line it up in that moment. So having two people watch that will be.
Zalbikar will help Hendrian with
Okay.
guidance, actually.
Nice. Guidance and advantage on those rolls then as we are going along here.
How much does your guidance give?
A D4. You get another band-aid put on you.
Slap. And then so Drac and Ghada then are you two, so Sino and Ghada are standing there. So you are either one of you is gonna have to make the investigation or perception check. Who wants to?
Can I do perception?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can do investigation. Yeah, that's fine.
So Ghada, if you would like, you can just help. Sino, go ahead, which will give advantage on all the checks.
Awesome. Can I use perception to give advice?
Yeah, for sure. So you're basically standing there like you're watching for the signs and the symbols as you both are like spinning these tiny like delicate discs as this is going on here. So this is just an effort in precise. So all of you kind of look at each other and then it's like ready, go. So let's go ahead and do those first round of checks. So Sino, you're going to be rolling, and then your perception with advantage because Ghada is helping. And then Hendrian, you are going to be rolling your investigation with Zalbikar helping with your guidance D4. So.
And can I cast guidance on myself, or would I?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Perfect. All
right, we're maxing this out. I like this, like really going for it. This is the thing. This is the last stuff, guys. So yeah, go.
I'm just gonna shake my hand, and go. Artemis, guide my hand as I cast guidance.
Okay.
My guidance is just band-aid.
More and more.
I got a 22 for this check.
That is good.
I definitely got in the 20s, but I need to do math. Hold on.
Okay, in the 20s is fine. I'll say DC
I also
15.
got a 22.
DC 15 is your thing. So you guys successfully complete one of the 3 sets of checks that you need to make. And as this happens, as you line things up and you get like the forest kind of into view, the train comes to life. You hadn't realized how quiet it had been before, but as it does, panels light up around the room and there is the sound of machines that just start spinning as all of these like wheels and cogs surrounding you begin to open up and the whole structure starts to rumble, right? As the engine is like waking up and coming to life, the eye is beginning to open. And you see at this point too, like almost like starports, these panels like open down and you see now windows just like into some kind of starry abyss around you. Like it's just black swirling something like studded with silver stars. Let's go ahead and make the second round of checks.
Ugh. Okay. I rolled the same number on both dice.
All right.
26 this time.
You are
20.
awesome. It's like you've done this before, all of you, as you're like, no, and you like line up those perimeters. And once again, that forest station like comes into view and you all feel the lurch forward as the train starts to move. This is happening. You're getting forward momentum, the chug, chug, chug of this train beginning here. And you begin to see those stars on either side in those ports screaming past you as you are clearly moving with a speed that is far beyond even what you are comfortably experiencing here, that small lurch. And it's almost like you're in a worm tunnel or something, like as this begins and the hyperspace like beams of light coming around you, shooting past these stars, and you hear the roar of something big, some kind of creature just outside. Maybe this motion has caught the attention of something you didn't quite anticipate, but no time to think about that. Do another set of checks, see if we can make this jump.
after slapping on that band-aid, Zalbikar will just put his face up against the panel and just try to look outside.
It's as this is zooming past.
11 plus 9, 20.
I got a 21.
Oh my gosh,
21.
you so good. You got and you as you hear the roar of whatever this horrific void being is just waiting and watching as you pass through, all of a sudden it's gone. All the stars and everything in the display and this echoing, this nightmarish sound fades, and the train, you feel another jolt as it like stops moving again, and all around you you see just green verdant forest in this beautiful place, and very quickly a lot of things happen as Strange is like, Strange, you know, you get out here, you a set of double doors opens up, and you very quickly like are greeted by a group of these keepers, including Soldaria, the one who investigated, you know, and sent you to find this, and they're just thrilled that you brought this train back, and immediately start, you know, pouring over Strange, and they're like, oh my, like, we can fix you, like, it's all happy good stuff. You did it, you guys. The Valiant 60, we did it again. We saved the train. We're gonna save Strange, our friend. Congratulations, you guys. You did an awesome job. We have retrieved Rava's needle and avoided a terrible, terrible fate from a void monster
Yay.
that would have swallowed you whole.
Yay!
Yay!
And we let all the
Oh!
animals loose.
Yeah.
We let all of them loose.
Freedom!
Yes. So we are at the very end of our time here. So thank you everybody so much for sticking with us and for donating and just being so hyped about all the awesome stuff you know, Kobold are doing right now. We have a lot of big announcements this time, and it means the world to us to have you all here. So let's go around the horn one more time and real quick tell people again who you are and where they can find and follow you on the internet. So just going around my screen again. Candace, who are you? Where can people go to check out your stuff?
Hello, everybody. I'm Candace, also known as Candace Magnificent. You can find me at the Candace Marie on Twitter and Blue Sky, at Candace Magnificent everywhere else. If you want to see more of my work, please check out Herald of Shadows, which is the new 3 Black Halflings AP. You can also hear me in the upcoming video game Monaco 2 and on the audio drama Partial Veil, as well as a bunch of other stuff. Just check my social.
Oh my god, follow Candace. There's too many cool things. Stay on touch. And then Stella, where can people go to find your stuff?
Hi, I'm Stella Luna on Twitch, Stella Luna TV on all other social media. I primarily use Blue Sky at stellaluna.tv. I'm a TTRPG producer and performer, so you'll find me doing more of this all the time. Thank you so much for supporting this, and thank you so much to my lovely cast for joining me for this. Thank you, thank you.
Seriously, such a fun cast. I'm such privileged playing with all of you. But we're not done yet. WallE, where can the people go to find your stuff?
Yeah, y'all can find me on the Blue Sky at WALLE132, just like the cute little Disney robot. I'm a TTRPG performer. So pretty much I'm doing this, what you see me here, doing this, but in other places. So you can find me on Blue Sky, finding out what other stuff I'm in. This was fantastic. Thank you so much for this. This was a joy to play.
It was a joy having you all. And Drac, where can people go? Check you out. Follow your stuff.
Yeah, you can find me at Draconics. It's DRAKONIQUES on all social media. Just add a .itch.io if you want to find me on Blue Sky. I do actual play stuff. I produce actual plays, perform in actual plays. I write TTRPGs as well. So if you want to get your grubby little mitts on some of the things I've got my grubby little mitts on, you can just check out my socials and you can see the links there. I'm just learned that Candace, you voiced in Monaco 2 because I was playing that just a couple of weeks ago with a friend. I had no clue you voiced in that. That's so cool.
Awesome. Yeah, so
Yay!
obviously all of you go follow, support, hire these amazing people. My name is Celeste Conowitch. I work here full time at Kobold Press. So if you want to check out my stuff, check out everything Kobold Press is doing. I've got my fingers in a lot of the products that we've, you know, talked about this weekend. Please, yeah, just, you know, hang out, join our Discord. Let us know if you're enjoying Tales of the Valiant. Let us know if you're pre-ordering Labyrinth World Book and Labyrinth Adventures. It'd be really cool. I can't wait for people to check out the fullness of this adventure, which is so cool and rich. We only got a little piece of it, but it is fantastic stuff. And thank you to everybody for supporting our Let's Quest this weekend and us in general. So we love you guys. Thank you so much. I think that's it. So everybody enjoy. We're coming up here on the closing ceremonies for Kobold Con. So you all are incredible, and we'll see you in the Warrens, everybody.
Bye.
Just